Rescue operations to evacuate 40 construction workers trapped under debris at a collapsed tunnel in Uttarakhand's Uttarkashi district have entered day 5 today. The deployment of a machine called an American auger, flown in from Delhi inside the tunnel, marked a turning point, it is hoped, in the rescue operation. This is specialized equipment, the use of which is meant to accelerate the clearing process and hopefully bring trapped workers closer to safety. Well, joining us now for the very latest on this, the Director General of the NDRF, Mr. Karwal. Thank you, sir, very much for being with us. What is the immediate condition, sir, of the trapped miners?
As you mentioned, the American auger machine is now operational there. And as per the last update, the first length of the pipe had been inserted through the tunnel, and they were now welding the second length and so on. So we are hopeful that at the theoretical speed of about 5 meters an hour, we should be able to do it in the next 10 to 12 hours. Though I also anticipate that because the entire situation till now has been somewhat unpredictable, that we might find some obstruction in the path. The two obstructions which are anticipatable are iron rods which were part of the tunnel roof which could have collapsed into the path of the rubble, and rocks which the machine might find difficult to go. NDRF rescuers, special training and equipment might come in useful, who can then go into that pipe and cut the iron rods or break that rock so that the tunnel, the opening machine can carry on through, making a path.
And just for the benefit of people watching this, it's through this tunnel that you expect to extricate those trapped inside, right?
Yes, the diameter is about 800 mm, so it's about 2.5 feet plus. And that is enough width for people to crawl through. If required, the NDRF or the SDRF rescuers can have space behind the rubble and use harnesses, stretchers to tie people to that and be pulled through this pipe.
And sir, again, do we know anything about the condition of those inside? Are they communicating on a walkie-talkie?
Yes, the communication is established. They seem to be fine. Water, food, medicine are being supplied to them. And frequent communication keeps their spirits up, though I understand they must be undergoing some mental hardship. But they have electricity, they have light on the other end of the tunnel, and the basics are being provided, including oxygen. So we hope that we would get them out in good health, though they might be stressed out, which is very normal and natural.
How are you getting food and medicines across to them?
A small pipe about 6 inches diameter has been put through the rubble, and with air pressure, these things are pushed through.
So you're also coordinating or talking at least to some rescue teams elsewhere, I believe, those teams which had been involved in the tunnel rescue in Thailand. What is their role, if any?
So NHIDCL, which is the organization which is overseeing this work, is in touch with 2 international expert bodies. One is the Thai cave rescue people, and the other is the Norwegian experts. Now, the Thai cave rescued people from submerged tunnels.
Yes.
And volunteer scuba divers who had cave diving as their hobby were the people who actually got those kids out. So directly it doesn't connect, but yes, if they have any insights about what can happen inside tunnels, anything they could teach us. We are open to learning from anything and everybody. So this is one effort to find out if more insights could be brought to this situation.
And sir, would I be correct in saying that the biggest challenge is the structure itself, which thus far has proven to be unstable, because you'd had machinery over there prior to this as well, which was unable to actually penetrate the debris?
Yes, the thickness of the debris has gone up. As we understand, there have been multiple falls. It was initially about 40 to 50 meters. As understood, it's about 70 meters now. So that is one thing which we need to be careful of, need to factor that into our planning. And hopefully it will remain stable till we can get them out.
And so the tunnel that you have now is high-powered, right? Unlike what you had earlier on, which had lower power and therefore was less successful in penetrating the rubble. Is that correct?
Yes. Also, I think the earlier one had a limitation on how many meters it could access. And this one would go through the entire 70 meters of rubble. So that's a plus point.
And sir, to the best of your knowledge, there are no fatalities among those trapped on the other side. Do we know about anything further about their condition at all? Is anybody unwell, for example?
We don't have any report on that, but there are no fatalities. Everybody seems to be fine, and they're hopeful because they've been told that the work is starting now and the tunnel is being opened with that 800 pipeline. And hopefully, by the end of 12 hours, we could see some of them emerging from this.
And sir, I want to talk a little bit about the NDRF, which, it's such an incredible organization over the years. You've saved so many lives. Could you tell us about the men and women deployed over there and how it's a battle they're waging 24 hours a day for the last several days, with every last minute, attempting to rescue or planning to rescue?
So this is a technically advanced kind of operation where we need to mesh in our specialists to make it work. As of now, my teams, which are 67 personnel, are there. They are not directly involved because we are waiting for our specialization to actually be required to factor into saving these people. As of now, the major work is being done by heavy earth-moving machines and this American auger, as you mentioned. Once a tunnel gets opened up, then we go in with our special implements and training to rescue. Till then, what we are doing is we are anticipating all kinds of situations which we could be confronted with and rehearsing how to handle them out in the open with equipment and extra equipment and spares, so that at the point in time when we are put into operation, there is no shortfall of anything.
What are some of those scenarios, sir?
One could be, as we spoke, that if iron rods put into the roof of the tunnel have collapsed with the debris and are now affecting the opening of this tunnel through the drill, those iron rods may have to be cut. Rocks may have to be, again, broken. We can't use blasting inside the pipe. So we'll have to go in with drills and hammers to break that rock into smaller pieces so that the opening can go through that rock. Third could be, which is, again, something which could cause another obstacle, is if there is heavy earth-moving machinery which has got buried under the rubble and that comes directly in path of the opening of the tunnel, in which case we would have to go around it or then start a new opening. So these are things which are difficult to predict, but yes, we can anticipate, we can prepare to the extent that we can.
Sir, in just speaking to you now, you sound optimistic. Do you believe that, again, in the next 12, 15 hours, whatever it is, you will make a breakthrough? You're confident of that at this stage?
I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful because the best technology and the best experts the nation have been made available there, and we are very hopeful we'll get every single one of them out alive.
Do you have any observations based, on the structure itself, what led to a collapse like this? We do know, for example, that the Himalayas are new mountains, and therefore, boring into them is very, very problematic. Was there a lack of geological information or any other observations, even if preliminary, that you may have?
I don't have expertise on that, but yes, I know as a rescuer that these kind of things happen across the world. Whatever we might factor into our calculations, this can still happen. So we have to be prepared and be able to rescue people if they get trapped.
A final question, the family members, relatives, people who've come to that area, naturally they are anxious. That's fully understandable. What has been your message to them, as they've been waiting for days? I mean, their anxiety must be something which is obviously of concern to you and others around you.
Yes, one can just try and understand what they must be undergoing. They certainly must be anxious. My request is the protests, if they disturb the efficacy and the focus of the rescuers who are working there, would be counterproductive. It says not to go into protest mode as of now. You can do your prayers, you can pray to the powers that be for saving these lives, and in any manner whatsoever required, help the teams there to perform their job more effectively.
So, final question to you, just repeat for us, it's the tunnel, once it does go through, it would be 2.5 feet in diameter, right? And you're going to be pulling people out with that or through that.
Yes, it's 800 dia, so it's about 80 centimeters. And if a person is fit and healthy, he or she should be able to crawl out on their own. But if they are under any kind of a physical stress, tired, injured, then we can pull them out on stretchers or through a harness. So all that preparation is in place.
80 centimeter diameter, and that's what we're going to get these men out with. Thank you so much, sir. All the very best to you and your teams working relentlessly along with other experts. It's a multi-agency effort to try and save lives. Thank you very much indeed, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.